We are The Source, WOCA, news, talk, sports, and more.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala. Damage control. Damage control. Damage control. Damage control. Damage control. Damage control.
All right, 25 minutes before 11 o'clock. Joe Reichel is in the studio from Damage Control Services, and he's got a new gig, too, over with, you're an ambassadar for who? Who are you working with?
Well, I'm an ambassador for the CEP.
CEP, okay.
But I'm taking a position with them as the Director of Partner Relations.
Oh, okay, so it's two different things with the same organization.
Yeah.
All right, nice. And did you start that already?
No, that won't be till March 16th is my official start date.
Is that going to affect this?
I'm not real sure yet.
Okay.
We're working that out.
Okay, all right. Well, this is a great place to promote the CEP as well as Damage Control Services.
It is.
Yeah. We were talking this morning about, in my youth, I delivered furniture for Kuhn's Company here in Ocala.
Right.
And I remember that when there was a small blemish on a piece of furniture, they had a way to fix it, like little. I can't remember if it was shoe polish or
sometimes.
Yeah, and so I'm wondering how many of that like in the course of your job, fixing things. I mean, you must accidentally bump into the wall, bump into the, like we have a few marks in here where we bumped into the drywall and put a little hole in it, and that kind of thing.
There's stuff like that always happens, and that's where. For us, when we go into someone's home, for example, to do restoration work or to do repairs, a lot of times we need to take lots and lots of pictures. We do this.
Oh, really? Yeah.
We do this for several things. For one reason, we need to put everything back the exactly way we found it. Mm-hmm. So, if we take let's just say we're moving all the furniture out, we need to put everything back when we're done. We need to make sure that all that furniture is in the same condition that it left the home in.
Yeah.
So if there's a broken piece on it or something, we take pictures of that, so that nobody says, well, hey, that, you broke my furniture or you scuffed up the wall or whatever it is. If there's damage in a home, we'll take pictures of it ahead of time. And then if the, damage afterwards, we know that it was us or, the guys caused it, because that stuff always happens. And that's why, moving companies, for example. Moving companies are a great example of people that take great care in what you do. A lot of times, different moving companies, ones that we work with, they will wrap the door jambs in a protective moving blanket. Wrap the door, wrap the jambs. That way, as furniture's coming in and out, it's not going to hurt the furniture or the door jamb.
Damage prevention.
Yes.
Damage prevention.
Oh, and that's, a lot of times with us as we're doing demo or whatever it is, we're putting up barriers. We'll put up a plastic wall so that dust doesn't get throughout the rest of the house. There's a lot of prevention that goes into the work as we're moving through. So
we have a phone call, and just to real quickly announce that the phone number to be on the show is 622-9622. If you'd like to speak to Joe, you just need to call that number right now. We do have somebody waiting patiently. Good morning. You're on the air with Joe Reichel.
Yes. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
Hey, I've been using a product called Old English for years. If you do some damage to a tabletop, anything wood, furniture, or in the house, anything that's wood, it's a miracle product. It's available at any store, Walmart, Kmart, anywhere you go. It's called Old English, and it's unbelievable how you can get rid of a scratch or something, a discolorment. It's a wonderful product.
Now, is that's for repairing scuffs and things like that?
Yes. You put it on a little piece of cloth, and you just rub it in, and it just all of a sudden everything disappears. All the problems are gone.
Wow.
It's called Old English, and it comes in different shades. A real darker shade or a lighter shade, depending if it's a table that was damaged. Or I just used it on a tabletop not too long ago. There was a scratch on there, and it just bing. That was it. It was like you couldn't find it. It was gone.
Wow. It's like amazing, a miracle.
We'll have to check into that. I've heard of the product. I've never used it or anything.
It's been around for a long, long time. I go way back to when I lived up in Wisconsin. I've been using it for 30, 40 years at least, and I passed it on to relatives and friends, and everybody just marvels about it.
Yeah, I know there's different products like that out there that people use or people have even on infomercials and stuff, they have the fixed scratches and different things. So
Yeah. Okay, remember, it's Old English.
Old English. Thank you for the call.
Yeah, that is
Thank
a
you.
good tip. I seem to remember that my mom used to use that on her wood floor. I don't know exactly how, but I remember the bottle. I think I have that bottle somewhere.
I've seen it. I know it's for wood. I don't know what it, had never used it before, so.
So the little tiny, for example, somewhere around here, there's a tiny hole lower, and I think it's from the floor scrubber when they were scrubbing the floor.
Out there in the hallway.
Out there, yeah. So what would you do to fix a hole in the drywall like that? Just a small little hole?
It depends on the hole, depends on where it is. Sometimes you can just sand down the texture, then apply a mesh membrane if it's not that big of a hole, and then put the mud right over that.
The mud?
The texture.
Oh, okay.
The texture for the wall, and then make sure.
And
it
what
matches.
is the mesh membrane made out of?
It is a
piece of fabric?
Real fine fabric mesh that like drywall tape is typically what they use that for.
Okay.
That's what it's called. It's just a mesh tape.
So it's an aesthetic thing. It's not really functional.
It's just something to bond that area and to hold the texture. As long as it's not a big hole. If it's a big hole, you're going to have to put in another piece of drywall. So you need to get in behind there, put some wood so that you can nail something to it, and then put a piece of drywall to fill the hole, to fill the void.
Okay.
So it really depends on the size. If it's smaller than a tennis ball, you can probably get away with it. And it also depends where it's at. A lot of times, like behind, like a doorknob will puncture through. If you don't stop that door from, put a door stop on it, it'll just happen again.
Sure will.
So no matter, fixing it's not going to stop that.
That's a good piece of advice. What about this insulation between? How would you do this? I know wood paneling is out. So if somebody, let's say, has wood paneling nailed to their concrete wall.
Wood paneling to a concrete wall.
Yeah, that's what it is. And they want to change that.
Okay.
But they want to put drywall up instead of the wood paneling because that's old, 70s, I showed.
Right.
Okay. But they want a gap between the drywall and the concrete, I guess, to make it...
Like an insulation?
Yeah, for insulation purposes or for maybe to keep the moisture off of it or something.
Well, typically, if you've got wood paneling on concrete, you're going to have something that it nails to. So you'd probably have furring strips back there already.
Okay.
A wood furring strip, and that's typically 3/4 of an inch by 1.5 inches. And they're nailed directly to the block, to the concrete.
Okay.
And then you would have the paneling nailed to that.
So it's like a frame behind.
Yes.
That's nailed to the concrete, not glued to the concrete.
No, typically they'd be nailed. It's a hardened, called a case hard or a hardened nail. So.
Is that hard to do, to nail into concrete?
If you have
Don't you risk breaking the concrete block?
Not sometimes, but not always. I mean, sometimes it will just chip, but typically those nails are designed for concrete, so it will penetrate.
And you do it with a hammer or like a nail gun?
Nail gun.
Because the nail gun would be swifter and less likely.
One squeeze of a trigger, it's going to go right in.
Because with a hammer, I think it would probably crack the...
Yeah, as you're beating on it, it would. But they also use those hardened nails. That they used to hand nails, a hand drive nail that they would use for concrete.
We're up to the break point already. We'll take a little break and be right back. If you would like to call Joe Reichel during the show, you are invited to do that. The number is 622-9622. If you're working on a remodeling project and you need a little advice, that's what Joe's here for. Maybe you've got something really big and advice is not what you need. You need help. Call Joe, and he'll be able to direct you the right way. We'll take a break. Be right back. The number is 622-9622.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Lots of sunshine this Tuesday with a high of 79 to 83. Partly cloudy Tuesday night, lows in the mid-50s in a few inland spots, about 61 at the coast. Times of clouds and sunshine and warm for Wednesday, the high 77 to 81. Thursday, more the same. Partly sunny, high 77 to 81. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
We all know the importance of good health, but we may not know the latest advances in medicine that are available to us. Monday at 9, so will a roving medical reporter to tell us about Seven Hill Gastroenterology PA and Dr. Reddy. We'll discuss screening, techniques, and more. So tune in and listen. This is more than news you can use. It's news that could save your life. That's Monday at 9:05 a.m.
The very best in quality is Captain T's Upholstery.
Hey, this is Dan. Let me ask you a few questions. Does your boat look better with the cover on? Has your car's interior seen its better days? Stop using a towel to cover up those rips in the golf cart. Isn't it about time you had it restored to better than new with a custom upholstery from Captain T? Captain T's Upholstery has been right here in Ocala for nearly 20 years, so they know how to make your ride one of a kind. Whether you want to take that classic ride back to a factory look or put your favorite sports team front and center, Captain T's Upholstery is who to call. 352-369-1810. That's 352-369-1810. Or stop by their location, 5030 South Pine Avenue in Ocala, just past the drive-in. And of course, don't forget to visit them on the web, CaptainTUpholstery.com.
The very best in quality is Captain T's Upholstery.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Most couples get ring tattoos after the wedding ceremony, not for the engagement, which is smart considering 25% of all engaged couples, they never make it to the altar. Taking breaks help boost our mood and makes us more creative and productive. When a woman feels threatened, she tends to touch the front of her neck or play with her necklace because it's an area that's physically vulnerable. For men, their towel is fidgeting with their tie.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
All right, 12 minutes before 11 o'clock. Joe Reichel is here. We're talking about damaged homes and damaged furniture and how to prevent the damage and how to fix the damage and how to remodel and all of those things. And you got a new magnetic card design, huh?
Yes, we have a new magnet. This is our current one, and we're going with the new look that's on the new box truck or new van that we've had wrapped, and changing things up a little bit.
All right, and we're using bumpers on your radio show here now.
I like it.
The video radio show. The video of the radio show, I guess is what we say. The phone lines are open if you want to call 622-9622. Any other little tips like that? Like if you want to install like something simple like a doorbell. Sometimes you don't really need to pay somebody to do things. You can do them yourself.
Doorbells can be a little confusing.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you got to get all those wires connected in. It's real tiny.
There's a certain amount of pride in doing things yourself, right? Yeah.
One thing that I would encourage homeowners to do is they have all kinds of different things set up where you can put them on your water supply to the home and shut off the water coming to your home. We've got a job right now that we're working on, and it's for On Top of the World. It's a house in On Top of the World. The homeowner went away on vacation, and the ice maker supply line broke.
Gosh, you told me that's kind of started life.
Water everywhere while they're gone. Mold now has grown.
See, I don't need an ice maker. That would be, I would just, you can fill up the ice tray real easy.
We've got another one last week where a homeowner was, and they were home, fortunately, but their home, the septic got lined for the septic, got clogged or somehow, and the washing machine backed up and water everywhere through the kitchen and, just created a real nasty mess through the laundry room, the kitchen area, and into the adjacent room, into the carpet. Those, fortunately they were home when this was happening, but a lot of times people are in a hurry, they start the laundry, they leave, come home, put it in a dryer.
Yeah.
Things like that, that's, encouraged never to leave and have the water running in the house because you never know.
Or the dryer, too. The dryer could be a fire.
Dryer can be a fire hazard, yeah.
Yeah, we've talked about that before, too. But that is one of those scary things, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I have a mouse in my house. I've had a mouse before. I think I have one again.
Well, a mouse has got to have a house.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be mine.
That's true.
It doesn't have to
That's
be
true.
mine. Yeah.
They're kind of cute, though.
Well, and the reason...
Those little beady eyes.
They are cute. No, I'm with you on this. But the reason the mouse came to mind is because did I ever tell you this story? I had a flood in my washing machine.
No, I don't
Long
think
story
I've heard
short,
this.
a mouse had chewed the hose in the washing machine.
Yes, getting to the water.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me now.
And what I was, where the Literacy Council is now?
Yep.
That used to
Gorman's?
be Goldman's Appliances,
Goldman's, yeah,
something like that. And that's where I got a new hose way back when. And he told me that he had seen it many times. And that what it probably was somehow the mouse was thirsty. Maybe somebody had set out rat poison. And I said, well, you are so dead on because my neighbor had done that. My neighbor had put out rat poison, and I guess that makes them very thirsty.
Right. Yeah, the different types of poisons, yeah.
Yeah, so he was looking for a place to drink, and how he knew there was water in that hose, I don't know. But he chewed it and found it.
Well, they hear that, so a lot of times they can, hey, buddy. Waving it to people walking by. They can hear that water running in the hose, so they are attracted to that.
Yeah. The best, am I right about this? The best mousetrap is the old-fashioned one. We really haven't built a better mousetrap. Because that's the one that works for me. Just put it down the wooden thing.
Those are very good.
You hear that in the night. And
Yep. Everything's safe after that.
the craziest one I ever did was a rat. I had a rat. And when I lived in a house in Bellevue, and I saw it walking across the beam in the garage, so I set it out in the garage, and I heard the snap, and I heard it wasn't dead, and that was so creepy. And then I had to put it into a garbage pail full of water to drown it. I'm not good at
the things we talk about on this show.
Killing things, yeah, but it was damaging. It was chewing the wood.
Rats can cause a lot of damage, and we've had different buildings where they've gotten into and have to call an exterminator to come out there and clean up the.
And I had a situation.
Removal.
There was squirrels in my attic.
Squirrels can be bad too.
My son went up there and threw mothballs all around, and
did it work?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, they got out of there. They didn't like that smell.
A lot of times when that happens, you have to. The best thing is to find where they're coming in and plug those areas up.
Yeah, well, I didn't do that. But you could tell where they were urinating up there because it was coming.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't coming through, but it was staining.
Making a stain.
Yeah. You have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Joe Reichel.
Yeah, good morning. Yes, I have a four-legged rat catcher. His name is Nelson.
Those are good to have around. Those are very good to have around.
Yes, he's a little hunter. He leaves the dead ones on my driveway.
Oh no! Is it a cat or a dog?
It's a cat.
Cat, okay.
See, I had a Labrador, a chocolate lab, and he would hunt the voles in the yard, the little furry things that dig up and make tunnels and mounds in the yard. He would hunt those for me.
What'd you call them, voles?
I think they're called a vole, aren't they?
I don't know. I never heard that before. I thought that was short for volunteer.
All right, have a good day, all.
Thank you.
All righty.
Thank you. That was funny. Well, that's what I should do, get a cat. I don't have a cat anymore.
Or a rat terrier.
A rat terrier. Oh, by the way, today, I thought you would appreciate this. Today is National Dadgum That's Good Day.
Dadgum That's Good.
So find something that somebody made for you to eat.
March 1st.
And you say, Dadgum, that's good.
It's got to be something to eat?
No, I don't think so. I think you can...
Because I can go to the job site and tell the guys?
Dadgum, that's good.
Which I found one of the job sites that we've got going, we've talked about before, is the Starbucks building downtown. We're remodeling the second and third floor, and I found a old picture of it at Brooklyn's backyard. In the men's restroom, they've had a very, very old picture of that building.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I've got yesterday I went and took a picture
Took a picture of the picture?
I took a picture of the picture, but I went and took a picture of the building currently. The sun wasn't in the right location, so I needed to do a better picture, get less glare. But it's pretty cool to look at the difference then to now.
It is cool to see how buildings looked in the old days, right?
How things change, yeah.
Yeah, I love when people post. There's a Facebook page where they post old pictures of Ocala.
Right, of old Ocala.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have such a beautiful place here. I was talking to a lady this morning. She was talking about Ocala being a gold mine that hasn't been mined yet. And I love that analogy. And, we think about all this stuff around us. And, like you went to Homosassa Springs.
Yeah.
That's, how far is that? An hour and 10 minutes maybe?
Probably not even, yeah.
Yeah, not even an hour. Beautiful, beautiful state park.
Oh, my goodness.
It's amazing, all the animals and just the fun that you can have an hour from here. Then you think about the springs and the rivers that we've got. And it's just a gorgeous place that we have here in Ocala.
Yeah, and this is the time of year, too.
This is the time of the year to enjoy it, for sure.
That's why we live
Beautiful weather.
That's why we live here.
It's supposed to be like 79 degrees today.
Yes.
Crazy.
All week long. First Friday's going to be beautiful. The Strawberry Festival
that's right. First Friday Art Walk this week.
Strawberry Festival Saturday. Special Olympics Saturday. Big deal. It's a big coming weekend.
I like it.
And the weather looks like it's going to be good.
I like it.
So what are you working on right now?
We've got that remodel project going. For Starbucks is still happening. We got some subflooring that we're putting down. Let's see, we've got several flood rebuilds happening. A new addition going on a house, so that's a nice little project there. Trying to think what else. We've got several jobs, quite a few jobs, and the neat thing about our works, they're always in a variety of different phases.
Let me ask you a question.
Sometimes takes a while to get through everything.
I have a kind of a weird question to ask you, but
okay.
You've been in a lot of the older buildings in this community. You've helped work on the historic homes on Fort King.
A lot of the historic homes.
Angie and her husband with that old home. Okay, which of the buildings in this town would you say is like a portal back in time? Which building takes you back in time?
Well, there's several of the older homes that are really cool that we've worked on, and they've kept them old, even inside. So that's kind of neat. Angie Lewis, State Farm, her office is probably that one. The office itself is all.
It's like you can just sit there for a while and say, "Gosh, this probably looks exactly as it did."
It pretty much does look exactly, Ryan.
Exactly like Ryan.
Exactly like it did long time ago. It pretty much still looks the exact same. So that building is pretty cool for that. The thing about homes, and most of the time, is people remodel. They do things to them. You're always updating them, and it's changing it. So even though it's an old home on the outside, it might not look old inside. That's not a bad thing.
Right.
As long as it's done to look good and everything's seamless throughout. Unfortunately, a lot of times, as one, for example, is windows. Older homes, the windows, they oftentimes get painted shut. It's sad because those windows are no longer usable whenever you paint a window shut. But it happens because it's faster, it's easier just to do that.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, we're out of time. Well, I was just wondering. I mean, it seems like the old building on Magnolia, the tall building, the old hotel.
Right.
That seems like a portal, or the train station.
Yeah, the train station's cool.
And the Starbucks building, clearly.
Seven Sisters Inn's an old building.
Yeah,
Those look good.
Yeah.
Outside looks a lot prettier.
Joe, I'm going to put your bumper in here so we can see your phone number.
I like it.
But mention it on the air.
352-817-6574 is my number, or joe@damageflorida.com.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was fun. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. On Super Tuesday, Democrat Bernie Sanders hoping to pick up victories in states including Minnesota and his home state of Vermont.
Massachusetts is seen as a critical state for Sanders, who needs to rack up some delegates, as Clinton is expected to do very well in the South.
Fox's Molly Line in Massachusetts, where Republicans are fighting for 42 delegates.
Ohio Governor John Kasich has made a final push here in the Bay State. He made a last-minute swing, holding a town hall and a rally. The question is, will his efforts garner the attention that he ultimately needs to defeat frontrunner Donald Trump? Now, Trump has also invested some time here, holding rallies in Massachusetts and blue-collar cities like Worcester and also in Lowell.
President Obama today meeting with Senate Republican leaders who are promising to block his Supreme Court nominee, and the Rolling Stones announcing they'll play a free concert in Havana March 25th. It'd be the biggest act to play Cuba since its 1959 revolution. Fox News.